Good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Tarot Time. Happy Saturday. We have a marvelous Saturday here. I think it's going to be close to 70, which I'm loving. Really quick, if you have not signed up, sign up at thetarotbridge.com. We have, once you sign up every week, Monday morning, mid-morning, you will get a personalized reading on different subjects. This week is in separation. So if you're in separation from someone, or even if you're having a hard time with a new relationship, we're focusing on love this week. So go and do it. I will put all the information down at the bottom. You're looking at an empty screen. You're going, what are you doing here, Queen of Wands? I am shuffling as we speak. All right, I've also attached, I haven't done in a long time, car karaoke with Mike. We got together last night to catch up. Haven't seen him in a dog's age. And we always have so much fun when we go out. And we went out to dinner, caught up with some other friends. And I said it's time for some car karaoke. And that's what we did. We had some car karaoke. I know everyone's like, when are you going to sing? You don't want me to sing. I know what my strengths and my weaknesses are. One of my, I can't spell and I can't sing. So don't ask me. All right, let's see. Whoops. Let me take a sip. I'm only on cup number 3 of coffee. Okay. All right, let's see what we have here. I have my Barbara Moore deck. I love this deck. It's pretty. Very pretty. Okay, let's start at the bottom of the deck, okay? I am in a All Things Tarot group. It's on Facebook. It's a good group if anybody wants to join. I think one of my users asked me to join. I'm not even sure. It's pretty interesting. They talk about all things tarot, hence the name. I'm giving you a plug here, a free plug. Also, I have on Facebook the Tarot Bridge. So if you want to go there, we talk a little bit about tarot, and I put different specials, and there's so many places to go. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so bottom of the deck to me, because I do not do specific readings or spreads, and the reason I mentioned that group was that was a point of conversation. I've always felt, and when I give my opinion, it's just me. It's like how things affect me. Spreads may work for other people. They've never really worked for me. And I've always felt that they've kind of kept me small. And I'm an empathic reader, so sometimes I just look at the pictures and the story comes to me. So I don't even, you're probably like, if you're a reader, you're like, I don't know where that chick's getting that meaning on that card, because it just doesn't mean that. You're exactly right. I do read them my own way. And it hasn't failed me yet. And I've never been a person to go with the masses. It's just not me. Okay. All right. And everybody who put in their thing with my app for Apple, I thank you so much. We got to put it in again. Apple is very, very, they're tough. It's in Google, Android, but Apple is tough. If anybody knows anyone who works at Apple, just put in a good word for the Tarot Bridge. Appreciate it. Okay, so card at the bottom of the deck. Now remember, the way I look at this is, I look at it like this. Like your story starts here and it goes all the way down. And this is like the trailer to the movie. So in other words, this is like, kind of like if I had a, just put a heading for what this reading's going to be about. But yet I always forget. Did you ever notice that? I always say, I'm going to name this reading blah, blah, blah. And then I always forget. Okay, so the moon card is a card of Cancer and Pisces. It's our watery, it's just our watery, kind of dreamy, kind of emotional card. Now, when I look at this card, the first thing that always pops out to me, and I want you to look at it like I'm looking at it, okay? So you got two people who are fighting here, right? They're not talking though. So it could be someone who is in separation. Always doesn't have to be about love. It could be disagreements with work, family, because let's face it, we fight with everybody. You know what I'm saying? So it's two people who are in separation, and they're not agreeing, and they're talking, but they're not talking to each other. Okay. Look at the card. See how their faces, their little snouts over there are up towards the moon. Like they're kind of listening to something else. They're kind of just not going with each other. They're not talking to each other. They're not explaining to each other what they really want. And this here, which is a little Scorpio thingamajiggy, crab, I don't know, crust, whatever they call those things. This person is kind of coming up and going, look, both of you, cut the crap and learn to figure it out. And then when we come back here, everybody has a dog in the fight, I always say, even though I hate that term, but this is your tower, this is their tower, okay? So when I look at the card, I feel like you could be involved in a situation where someone's trying to save their tower and you're trying to save your tower. But unfortunately, the little lobster person here is coming here to tell you that, you know what, unless you guys start working together, you will have no choice but to be in a tower, okay? And I kind of feel like you're forcing, or the other person is forcing, a situation on the other person. Like, in other words, look, I got a rule book here, you know. Years ago, I always tell this story. I had this male friend years ago. He's since married and we've kind of lost touch. But when he was out in the dating world, we used to laugh about him. Not in a mean way, but just because it was comical. And he was very rigid in his dating. Like, all right, you meet someone online, you talk for, you know, you exchange a couple of texts, then you have one phone call, and then maybe you go into a FaceTime phone call, and then you must meet for coffee. Like, he was just very, very rigid as far as how things were going to work to make things work out to their benefit. Okay. One half dozen or another, you know, but he kept himself in this box and he kept himself small. And I believe either you or this other person is doing the same thing. You are keeping yourself small and you're not really willing to see the other side, or the other person is not really willing to see the other side. Because with the King of Swords, I feel if this isn't you, and sometimes we all, myself included, we all have to take a hard look in the mirror and look at ourselves and say, where can I improve? You know? Or the other person is just like, no, I'm standing my grounds. I don't want to do it any other way than this way. And that means you have to take a hard look at the relationship. You know, is this how do you feel that your wants and needs are not as important? So are you willing to compromise and live the other way the person wants you to live, which will make you at some point kind of walk on eggshells? And nobody wants to walk on eggshells, and a relationship shouldn't be based on eggshells. So I think you might be deciding, do you want to walk away? You love this person, but just things aren't working. Do you want to walk away? Now, I would say, and hold on, I just want to draw one more card, and I'm going to tell you why. Hold on. Hold, please. I asked Spirit, how can I get these two people to speak to each other? How can I get them to work things out? And when the Temperance card came up, it told me, and I love how the little bit of this, my kitchen light shining on it. I mean, I know it's not, you know, big universe, but I just love how it's shining on it. So I think instead of just thinking about walking away, I think that, because we all have free will, I feel like to save this relationship, you have to have a little patience and there has to be compromise. And I do think the other person would be willing, but you're going to have to come to a decision of how to have a conversation. Okay. Now, when I say compromise, I don't say compromise your morals or your integrity. No, 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 never. But a lot of times in relationships, you have to compromise work, family, friends. So I think that's what I'll call this reading. If I remember by the time I go to post it. You know how I am, girls and guys. You know how I am. I'm going to tag Mike's Karaoke in here, and I'm going to put the information. Please sign up. I think you'll enjoy these weekly readings. And this is Saturday. I am the Queen of Wands. Who else would I be? And this is Coffee and Tarot time. And everybody, have a great day.